Boy, let me tell you, the Las Vegas Raiders are getting coached up now. Think of all those times over the years the Raiders made a big play for a touchdown and it got called back because of a penalty. How about when the defense makes a stop and instead of getting off the field, they stay on it with the offense having the ball advanced? How about fumbles that could easily be avoided? Those types of mistakes can lose games for you, so you got to keep those to a minimum, if not avoid them completely. To do that, you have to play disciplined, fundamentally sound football. That's what head coach Josh McDaniels teaches, and it comes with accountability. Accountability is the word of this year's training camp. There's a big difference in accountability between this year's coaching staff and last year's coaching staff, and the players definitely feel the difference. Here's what left guard John Simpson had to say about it.
Staff. Yeah, there is a whole lot of accountability, and I think that's a great thing because, like he said, he mentioned earlier, I went to Clemson and it was nothing but accountability. So I think accountability is like the key to a great program. So,
Center Andre James also sees the big difference in accountability.
Exactly. I think that would be a good picture to just to show you what's going on here, just to show you that we're not going to let little things slip. You know, there's accountability for everything that we do, and that's just something that this coaching staff has brought in and something that's going to be a part of now practices. So,
Hunter Renfrow believes accountability belongs more with the players.
Yeah, I mean, the accountability comes from the team. They can be guided by the coaching staff, by the administration, but the team is where, any great team is going to have great leaders and people that hold them accountable. And so, they're helping us and they're kind of guiding us, but to be a great team, you got to take ownership of it. And so, as one of the leaders, and Derek and Darren and pretty much everyone on our team, we got to hold each other accountable.
Love this kid. Max Crosby wants to take accountability for himself and others.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, there's a standard, and that starts, with your individual group, the defense as a whole, the offense, everything. So being accountable for your group, there's got to be people who set the standard every single day. And, personally, I try to be one of those guys that, all right, if we're running, we're doing conditioning tests, we're doing, whatever, I'm always try to max out in everything I do and try to elevate everybody around me. And we got to have a bunch of guys that do the same, and I feel like we do. Chandler's another guy like that. He's 32 years old. He was here at every single OTA.
With accountability comes consequences. This is what happened to Kenyon Drake when he made a mistake.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned accountability because that was something that Coach McDaniels mentioned in the team meeting today. First thing, I kind of wrote it down in my notepad. And I had a fumble during one of the 9-on-7 drills, ran around the field one lap, and then I had a drop in I think it was also one of the half-line drills where I kind of came out the backfield, tried to make a move too quick and didn't focus on catching the ball first. So I did 10 push-ups for that and then 50 push-ups for the fumble. And that's just something that I do. We got a little fine board in the running back room where, at the end of the day, I don't know where the money is per se going to go to, but, hopefully it goes to like a dinner for everybody, or charity, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, accountability is something that we harp on. We want everybody to be accountable for their own actions, help uplift, their teammates, and make sure they're accountable for their own actions as well. And I feel like as a team, that limits the mistakes that we make. We lead the league. We are top of the league in penalties last year. That's something that Coach continues to harp on, and that's despite making the playoffs. So if we eliminate the turnovers, eliminate the penalties, the sky's the limit for us, and that's what we want to start now and continue through that rest of the season.
Even if you're a 9-year franchise quarterback, there are consequences. Ask Derek Carr.
Yeah, just accountability. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. If it happens between two people, hit it. It doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whose fault it was. Let's go. And it's an accountability thing. It's a learning lesson. And because we can't beat ourselves. And obviously, yeah, like you said, those things happen, especially early. Young guys, it's different, but it's a great opportunity to say, hey, now let's work on it. Let's get better. And so just having that attitude, you can have a bad attitude about it, or you can just be like, hey, we gotta grow from it and get better. I think that's something that is one of the philosophies around here is that we're all in this thing together, and that's what we're gonna do.
And you'll learn quick running laps in that 100+ degree heat.
Yes, sir. Don't nobody want to run now, so I'll say that. But, yeah, it definitely just makes me have a mental error, just think about it okay, just make sure you get that snap back and then worry about the play afterwards.
Left tackle Colt Miller talked a little bit about the higher standard the Raiders are now holding each other to.
Yeah, we want to eliminate self-inflicted penalties. So we try to really focus in, and for our own accountability, if we have an issue, then we take a lap. We don't say anything. It's just next man up. It's not stop practice, this and that. Just we just got to be more. We hold each other to a higher standard. So that's how we're trying to execute that.
And head coach Josh McDaniels ain't having it with those mistakes because he believes you can't play to win until you know how to play not to lose.
That's a trick question. Can we skip Q? No. I think here it's the same. You can't win until you learn how to not lose.
Right.
That's at the end of the day. That's it. You know what I mean? And so, if we fumble the ball on the ground, we're going to lose. So we can't win. And so, to me, you don't do one without the other. So, coaching our team and getting them to understand that if we commit a bunch of penalties, if we turn the ball over, more than other teams do, we're not going to win. And so we have to learn how to not put ourselves in those positions, and those are the most important fundamentals that we can do, in terms of the big picture is don't hurt yourself. Make the other team do it. Make the other team earn it every single play, every single quarter, every single game. And until any team learns how to do that, you're giving the other team too much of an advantage too often. And so for our players, I think we understand it. We'll see. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but I think they're getting the idea of, Lester Cotton, just tell you a funny story, but, Lester Cotton jumped off sides right at the beginning of the one-on-one period yesterday, and he wasn't even going. The other guy was going. So Lester, he just took off and, did a lap, right? And he comes back and he looks at me and he goes, "I'm tired, boss." And then he has to go in there and do a rep. And then he comes out of the rep and I said, "How was that?" And he goes, I don't want to run no more laps. And it's starting to sink in that there's a penalty, there's a cost to a mistake that you can prevent, and whether it's the ball on the ground, you saw, a couple balls on the ground yesterday, which is a couple too many. If that happens in a football game, we put the ball on the ground, it's hard to just say we're trying to coach to win, You have to learn how to not lose the game, and then you have a shot to win. And a lot of games in our league are lost, with mistakes and errors. And so I think they're one and the same. I really do.
There you have it, y'all. The Raiders will be held accountable for any mistakes they make, big or small. Thanks to Coach McDaniels, we'll see a whole lot less of them on game day. Because his philosophy is before you can win, you have to not beat yourself. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.